Hi, this is a brief introduction to the Poughkeepsie Yacht Club website redesign. So essentially we redid the website. We went with a different service provider. It's more of a content management based system. And what I did here was I started a Google search to show you what you see if you search for Poughkeepsie Yacht Club. So we're just going to go ahead and click on this link. By the way, we also own PoughkeepsieYachtClub.com. Page loads. Okay, so right off the bat you're going to see something very different. This is more of a visual experience because we wanted to kind of show off what the club has to offer. You'll see a couple buttons here. If you click on this I button, it shrinks down and gives you a little description of the club. If you see this side arrow here, you can actually scroll through different cover pages. Down here is just our header page. If you click on that, it goes back to the home. The home link here also loads the home page. And you're going to notice this bar down here, kind of like a Windows style desktop. So first we have the About, and that's kind of the general information about the club and what we stand for and our officers and all that good stuff. And there's a search option. This is kind of a overall review of the pages, so you can get an idea of what is out there. Moving on, I'm going to jump over to the visual tour. That's something that we kind of figured out we could do with this template. So if you click on that, it gives people a visualization of the website. Just use this arrow over here. Scroll along and read all the wonderful things about the PYC. Then another important page under here is the offerings. So if you want to talk to somebody about joining, make sure they come out and look at this page here, and it gives a good outline of what PYC can offer somebody. Throughout the pages you're going to see these buttons. These are all action buttons that can be selected. So the rest of this is pretty straightforward. If you have any advice about what you think should be on this page, it'd be greatly appreciated if you email the newsletter and provide corrections or anything you think should be here. Let's try another one, for example. So really the idea is to kind of just point out what we like about the club and hopefully what other people will like if they come to our page. Alright, so moving on to the Join Us page. There's a membership overview. Now this goes through the nitty-gritty about what it takes to join. These little actionable, you can click on these. You open and close. And then somebody's ready to join, they can select one of these options here and join. Essentially it's going to give you a spiel, and at the bottom here you can fill out a form and click submit. Alright, so a lot of this stuff is for people coming to the page. Let's look more at what you may find interesting. So we've got our Facebook page, we've got some other stuff here. We're starting a blog, some other stuff. It's still in the works. We got some weather stuff here. Let's take a look at the basic weather forecast. You're going to see it gives you a little bit of radar and a very basic weather outlook, which is nice. Loads in mobile pages as well. And then of course there's the NOAA, which everyone's probably familiar with. Gives you a bit more detail. And you can also look at the river conditions. And this is going to load some data that you can learn about the temperature of the water and the stream speed and that kind of stuff. And of course there's the tide prediction. So it's going to load an applet over here. It's got to wait a second, but it'll finally load. Okay, so it gives you a nice visualization. You can move this around and figure out real easily what it's going to be at a certain time of the day. And you can move forward in days and back in days and figure out what the tide's going to be like. So we find that nice. And also down here you can scroll through and figure out what day it is and figure out the high and low. And there's some links here you can also click on. Alright, so let's move over to the member section. So we've got a social calendar, and that's the actual Google Calendar, which we kind of rely on pretty heavily. So you can come here and look at the actual dates. That was on the old website as well. Then we have a, call it kind of a buzz feed. We may give it a different name, but essentially this is where we dump our flyers and events that we find important. So you can look here at that too. And now let's go into the member section. Now your member section has changed. Right now it's currently just a single password. So your old password's not going to work. And we will let you know what the password is shortly. I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, so once you log in, you're going to see a whole bunch of things that you can look at. And we tried to reorganize it. A set of buttons. So essentially you can just click on these different items, look at some things, voting forms. Gives you the following forms, gives you an option to download them all, gives you the option to download individual by clicking on these. Click on it. It's going to ask to download it. Click on the option, you can save it. So essentially that's how that works. I'm going to go back to the members page. We're working on a best practices page, emergency call list, newsletters. It's all pretty straightforward. You'll see some different things in here. Docks and moorings. You can actually have a look to see who's got what. If you want to know what the password is for Wi-Fi or whatever, you can go in here. You can reserve Clubhouse. There's fuel procedures. Take a look at that. It's an overview, and then it explains how you can go through these items and download the manual, fill out the form. You can also fill out an online form. You can contact. So it's information that all members should know. Click on Duty Manager. You'll see the schedule's pretty close to updated. And that's, pretty much it. I think that if you come out here yourself, you can take a look and see what's out there. Anyways, that is the end of the tour. Now I wanted to quickly show you what it would look like if you were using it on your phone. So this browser has been manipulated to act as if it's your phone. So you're going to come here with your hand when you load this page, and you're going to see that it rises up, and on your phone then you could scroll through and select something. So the members only section, for example, will load. If it's working correctly, it'll list the tiles one at a time since the page is smaller. See, so still get at everything through your mobile device. Let's try another page. So we try the introduction. See that most pages load okay. So, alright, that's it. Thank you for your time. Take care.